Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today's Friday, December 23rd. Happy Friday, everyone. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. I took a couple trades here pre-market. I'll send my profits in shortly. The reason why I took them is because we had news this morning and volatility was pretty high. So that's why I kind of felt comfortable with taking some pre-market trade. I typically don't trade pre-market, only if I see the market looking volatile, because you can get in and out of these trades pretty quickly. So I took two trades here, both full TP. I sent the profits for the first one in the groups already. I will send my follow-up profits right after. So just give me a few moments to finish setting up this room. Send this link out to you guys so that you guys can join, and then we will get started shortly. So it's good there. Let me make this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right. It's good there. All right. Looks like we are good to go. So I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in. All right, so this is the other trade that I took right here, guys. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. All right, looks like people are still making their way in. As people make their way in, I'm going to go ahead and mark up. I'm going to take a screenshot of my other profits right here. So good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, December 23rd. It is 6:28 right now. The market's going to open in about 2 minutes. Morning, Saren. Looks like everything's pretty much good to go. Morning, T. Some slippage on that second trade, though. I'll send you guys my profits real quick. I'm screenshotting my profits from those two trades. I gotta do them all one by one because they're all profits are all kind of different. Hey, well said, damn Sean. You almost have more trades in pre-market than all week. I know, right? This week was kind of trash. That's why I took the trade, because we had news this morning and it was moving pretty nice. So that's why I took those two trades, thankfully. But yeah, you're right. This market this week has not been so great. It's been kind of slow and choppy. And that's why I kind of took advantage of the moves this morning. Typically when there's when the market's moving kind of slow, you kind of want to wait for news, because the news will allow it to actually move, right? That's the thing that I typically have to worry about for the most part. Yeah, guys, market is going to open in about 40 seconds. Market's pretty bearish right now, so we'll see if we'll get a bearish confirmation for the breakout, but I don't know, I'm just not too comfortable with it. The breakout just isn't really the type of trade I like taking so often, but everything here is pretty much bearish. So bearish on the 10, bearish on the 5, 1 minute over here also bearish. So for this here, we're probably going to look for a sell for the breakout. We'll see if it actually closes out. The problem with this here is that it's going to be right next to the session. So if we do get a sell confirmation here, it's going to have to go through the sessions, and that's going to be one of the obvious red flags. So I'm not really looking to take the breakout per usual. I typically don't look to take the breakout, but if it does come up, I'll mark it up for you guys. I'm just screenshotting my profits from pre-market this morning. Took two trades, which were all pretty solid. All right, guys, so market is now open. We have a sell momentum, so we're looking for price to typically provide a strong red candle for entry here. However, It's right at the session. So even if it does close, I'm not going to take it. I'll follow it for you guys. But again, as I mentioned, I'm not going to take it because obvious reasons here. I'm still playing it safe, even though I'm taking some pre-market trades. It's not really worth the risk. All right, so if this candle here closes as a strong red candle, which it looks like it's going to, this here is a breakout, guys. I'm not taking this trade here. If you guys want to take it at your own risk, but I still find it to be risky because it's right at the sessions. Due to the fact that it's at the sessions right here, this is game for manipulation, right? So obviously looking at the red flags over here, you guys are familiar with them. I don't take any trades that are near the sessions. When to avoid trades when price is near sessions. Not to say that this trade won't hit, but odds of it getting manipulated before it does hit are very likely. So that's why I'm not playing with it. So we'll follow and see where it goes. But we do have a bearish bias for today. Obviously, everything's pretty much bearish on the lower time frames. I'll mark up what the overall direction is shortly. And this is exactly why I wouldn't take this trade here, right? When to avoid trades and prices near sessions. Price got manipulated right here. I wouldn't be surprised if price spikes up right here and then comes all the way back down, right? So yeah, I didn't take that trade. So obviously, hopefully you guys didn't take it either. If you guys did take it, you guys pulled out early. I kind of anticipate when trades like this are going to happen. Typically, whenever you see price near any of these, horizontal lines, you just want to skip them because they're not worth the risk. We had news this morning at 5:30. I'm going to mark up news price right here. There's news price. And then we've got opening price right there. So there's actually two red flags here. There's a red flag for sessions, red flag for opening price. And then we got news price up here. It's just not worth the risk at all at this point. So let me go over here and just mark up these as well. So this is opening price right there. And then we got news price right there. I don't think there's any other news events for today. So I think we might be okay with news. Actually, we have news at 7. So I'll mark that up over here as well. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. All right. Question from Stanley. Stanley's asking if it drops, that would be a pivot scalp, right? Well, if there's a sell signal, yeah, because there's already a sell signal here. So when you ask the question, Stanley, it wouldn't be a pivot scalp. But now that there's a buy signal here, if it does close back below with the sell signal, yeah, it'd be a pivot scalp. So in order to take a pivot scalp, you need to have a sell signal, right? So unless there's a sell signal there, there's no pivot scalp. The pivot scalp is going to line up with their momentum scalp. So yeah, if it drops back down with the sell signal, that'll be an entry for both. So yeah, because the pivot scalp strategy is based off momentum entry. So like if you have a momentum signal, then that's going to be the entry point for it. All right, let me just post up my profits real quick for this second trade that I took pre-market. All right, so looking at this over here, these are the two trades I took pre-market. I took this one over here, which was a momentum scalp variation. And then here is the momentum scalp that followed right after. Momentum scalp right there. And then here are my profits that I took off that. So here's my main FTMO account locked in 1,880. Here's my second FTMO 1,880. My MFF number 1, 1,670. MFF number 2, 1,710. You can see the profits are different between the accounts. And then my third MFF, 1,770. All three accounts, different profits. And then lastly, my Henko trade, I got to change the lot size. It's on the wrong lot size right now. This entry right here would be a momentum scalp variation, guys, but it's at the opening price. So obviously we can't take the trade there. This is a momentum scalp. It's at the sessions and it's also at the opening price. So you guys will see here how price may be manipulated. So we're not taking the trade right there, but yeah, this would technically be an entry for a momentum scalp variation. And if the sell signal right here closes, this as well would be an example of a momentum scalp. So you guys can see here, whenever you guys see a momentum scalp variation, it's typically followed by a momentum scalp, right? That's how I took this trade over here pre-market. Momentum scalp variation came up first, and then right after the momentum scalp came up, and then they both hit full TP pretty nicely. So that's something to look out for when you guys are looking for entries here. If you see something lining up like that, this one's probably going to hit as well. So this one already hit full TP, obviously. For the momentum scalp variation, there's just a lot of red flags there. Candles too big, opening price, sessions. And then right here for the momentum scalp, I'm assuming this will probably hit too, but I'm not going to take it because it's right at this price point. Candle's too big. There's too many red flags here. If you look here, for one, prices near sessions. For two, prices near opening price. And for three, candle prior entry is too large. So this looks like it's going to hit TP, but I'm not taking it, obviously, as I mentioned. Too many red flags there. It's three of them. So go over here real quick. There goes a momentum scalp, full TP on it. So there you go. If you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. It was a risky trade. But as I mentioned, typically when you have a momentum scalp variation followed by momentum scalp, it typically always hits. So that's why I got these two profits right here, 1,880. This was a momentum scalp variation, and this was a momentum scalp. So that's something to look out for. That's why I use these two strategies in conjunction, because they typically complement each other. If you have one, it's going to be followed up with another one right after. So, all right, let me post this up over here real quick, and then should be good to go. Looks like some of you guys here posted some profits as well. So I will go ahead and cover that. Solid. Yeah, so if you guys ever want to trade pre-market, always look for like when there's news, because when there's news, that's typically when the market will move very smoothly. We have Deswell over here, total profit of 7,005 for the day. Looks like Deswell took the sells as well. Huge profits right there. Nice work, Deswell. Yeah, so we caught the drop this morning as well. Nice work with that, Deswell. Barack over here, he said, hey, Sean, got my share of the day done for the year now. Super wonderful feeling to close in blues. Thanks to God. Definitely, Barack. So Barack over here locked in 14,074 off this account. Nice work, Barack. And then he took the momentum scalp as well. He said, took the momentum scalp. I don't let those slide at all, especially if you call them. So he took this one here as well. Barack, he's now up 15,126. So as you guys can see, even though it's a risky trade, there are certain people in the group who still take the trades, right? Like Barack here trusts my strategies and he trusts my analysis. So even though I tell him it's risky, he still takes them. And he locked in, really, really good profit for the day, 15,126. Nice work, Barack. Scrolling down lower, we have Will over here. Will said caught the second one he took. Did not have the indicator, but I knew the sell signal was there. Yeah, no, definitely Will. So Will took it when it followed up with the variation. You guys can kind of anticipate it, right? Whenever you guys see a big candle like this for the momentum scalp variation, if you get another big candle right after it, it's going to be a momentum scalp. So Will over here, he's familiar with the strategy, even though he doesn't have the indicators. He already had a feeling that it was going to come up. He took it and locked in 205 right here. Nice work, Will. Yeah, no, that's smart thinking right there. You guys can see like these indicators aren't necessarily required, but they do give you the confirmation that it's actually there, right? Will over here, he's been on the live sessions every day, so he can already anticipate when the signals are coming. All these indicators I created, you can do all this stuff by hand, but it's a lot difficult if you don't have the actual indicator, right, to confirm. So that's why I created the indicator to actually confirm it, so that you guys have an actual understanding as to where the entries actually are. So nice work, Will. Deswell over here, yeah, 7,005 for the day. So if you guys have any profits to post up, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for more entries here. There's nothing to take right now, but price is due for retracement. Once it does, we'll look for entries as it continues to drop lower. So looking over here on the 10, still bearish, 5 minutes bearish, 1 minute obviously bearish. We just need to wait for that retracement so that we can find another entry here. So I'll put the requirements up here for the momentum scalp so that you guys can confirm everything with me. All right, so step one, confirm that you're trading in the direction of the overall trend, right? Looking over here on the 10-minute, you can see this isn't a downtrend. This is because price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. This confirms a downtrend. 5-minute over here as well, you can see that price is below the pivots, trend meters red, pivots are angling down. That confirms a downtrend. And lastly, here on the 1 minute, looking for the same exact thing, price is below the pivots, trend meters red, and the pivots are angling down. So once you've confirmed all of that, you can confirm that you are trading in the direction of overall trend because everything here is bearish, right? We're looking for sells. Looking for step 2 right here, confirm momentum on the 10-minute time frame. Since we're looking for a sell here, you want to make sure that momentum is heading downwards, right? So right here, you have a sell signal. This is going to confirm step 2. Go down to step 3. You want to look for the same thing on time frame 5. So right here, we're looking for a sell. So you want to make sure that you have a sell momentum in place to confirm that. So we have a sell signal right here, and this is going to confirm step 3. Moving on to step 4, you want to confirm a momentum on the 1 minute to identify your entry point. So right here on the 1 minute, we currently have a retracement signal, right? A buy signal. So once we get a sell signal next, that's going to be confirmation of entry. So we're just looking for a sell signal here. That's basically what we're looking for. Personally, what I would like to look for is I would like to look for a momentum scalp variation prior, and then have that followed up with a momentum scalp, or you can have it on the same candle as well. So in order for us to have an entry here, we need to have a buy signal close up on here. Once we have a buy signal close up, that's going to confirm retracement. And once it confirms retracement, we can look for the sell signal right back down. So this candle here has about, it's all closed off now. So this is the retracement signal right here. Price is retracing up. If price comes back down, that's going to be an entry for a momentum scalp variation, and also possibly a momentum scalp if we get a sell signal right back to the downside. All right, we're getting some pretty choppy movement right here. So as you guys can see, price is coming right back up. If price comes back up here, this is going to throw off the overall trend. So if that happens and this trend meter turns blue or green and price ends up above the pivots, then we got to go back to step 1. Right, we're currently on step 4 right now, but if the trend changes here on 1 minute, then we have to go back to step 1 because we need an overall trend in order for us to take this entry. Let's see, Barack said you didn't have too much slippage across your accounts today. Profits are not far from each other, as I've seen too. Yeah, for the most part, my profits were pretty decent. Barack. The only one that's a bit off is the oh, you know what? I missed one profit here. I missed the TFF. Yeah, they're not all the same. TFF is way off still, bro. I don't even think I bothered taking a screenshot of the TFF because they're always so off. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, the trade didn't even take on my TFF. I don't know. All right, guys, I for sure do not recommend TFF at all because I don't know if you guys will see this. The trade didn't even copy on my TFF, which is weird. I don't know why it didn't copy. So there's definitely something wrong with TFF, guys. So I didn't even bother taking a screenshot of my TFF, and I'm looking at it now. I didn't even take the trade, which is super annoying because all the other accounts took it. That trade took a while to hit too. It had enough opportunity to enter the trade, but it looks like their servers might have been down because it didn't even take the trade on my TFF. So all the accounts here, Brock, are good except for TFF. So everything is good. TFF didn't even take my trade here. This is my TFF account. You can see it's blank. It's frustrating, but it's all good. My TFF account. A surprise. Servers. Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, so I don't know. That's never happened to me on the copier. Okay, so we have a momentum scalp variation coming up here, but this candle here is too big, guys, so I don't think I'm going to take it. We got to see how this candle here closes. We got about 40 seconds left on it, but the but it does not look like it's, well, we'll see. If it closes, we'll see, but I think this candle here might be a little too big if it does close, because it's already the full candle size right here. So if it closes below here any lower, I think it'll be too big. So this here is a momentum scalp variation. We have a retracement here. We have price closing right back below. Overall trend is bearish. Yeah, the candle here is too big, guys. I'm not going to take it. It might retrace. If it retraces, it's going to be too far of a retracement. And there you go with the retracement that I just mentioned. So I'll follow it right here, but I'm not in this position. I mean, it looks like it could be a good trade. It looks like it's going to hit. Yep. And it did hit. So if you guys took it, great. I wasn't able to catch it because I was too worried about the retracement there. But it did hit. If you guys are in the position, make sure you pull out and profit, because you don't want to hold on to it for too long in case it does retrace. This one after it might be a momentum scalp right after. Yeah, Brock, he said they'll never fix this, I think. Yeah, I don't think so either, Brock. It's been an issue with them since I first started using them when they first opened. I don't know. TFF is not a reliable funding company to use. I know they're cheaper. That's why they lure in a lot of people to use them. They're like $100 or a couple $100 cheaper than FTMO, but they are not, in my opinion, they're not worth a discounted price. All right, so we have a possible momentum scalp coming up here. Hasn't come up yet, but we'll see if it closes. If this here does close, I'll take it. Got about 40 seconds left on it. All right, this candle here is too big again, guys. So I'm not going to take this here for a momentum scalp, unfortunately. If you guys want to take it, you guys are more than welcome to take it if you'd like. It has to close with the sell signal, though. The sell signal here hasn't closed, so you got to wait for it to actually close. But the candle here is just too big, and it's too close to the sessions down here. So I'm not in this position, but we'll follow it. We'll see where it goes. Let me copy this over real quick. Looks like it's going to hit, and it did hit. So if you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. So yeah, if you guys took any of the trades here, the momentum scalp variation right here, full TP. And if you guys took the momentum scalp right here, actual momentum scalp, full TP right there as well. These candles are starting to get a lot bigger. So it's getting a little more riskier, because the reason why we don't take entries when the candle is too big is that price may retrace up before it comes down and hits TP. Sometimes it'll blast right through like it did right here for these two entries, but it's just a little risky. Sisu caught both. Nice work, Sisu. Yeah, if you guys took both of them and you guys have profits to send in, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, we'll wait for another entry here. It's just not in a good area, because there's a lot of, like when price was up here, it was too close to opening price and sessions. And then down here, it's too close to sessions as well. On top of that, the candles were too big. So it's just a little too risky for this to play out as we would like. Yeah, no problem, Sisu. Nice. Maddie over here just posted some profits. So Maddie over here, he's currently up 770 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. Has one small loss there. The rest are wins. Nice, nice. Solid work, Maddie. Let's see. I think that's it for right now. But we are looking for another trade here if price, decides to come around. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with my profits for today. So I'm not really taking I'm not taking anything that's too risky, because the thing that you want to keep in mind is that today is Friday as well. So expect the market to be a little choppy. Today's Friday, but it's not just Friday. It's Friday before Christmas. So a lot of people are going to get offline soon. So you're probably going to see volatility die down quite a bit. I think TFF even sent out an email. They said that their servers are closing early. I think that's what it was. That might have been why my entries didn't come in. Did you guys get that email? For you guys who are using TFF, I remember getting an email this morning from TFF. It said holiday trading hours, but US30 is not in the here, let me see. So they did send me this email. So maybe their servers are down, but it just doesn't make sense. Like nobody else's servers are down right now. So they said holiday trading hours from True Forex Fund. So maybe that's why my trade didn't copy over, but I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Because US30 isn't even listed on here. It says Friday, trading till 5:30, UK 100 till 12:50, Hong Kong cash till 1900. There's nothing here for US30. So I don't know why that trade didn't copy over. They're the only ones that are closed on Friday, which I don't know, doesn't make any sense to me. FTMO's fine, MFF's fine, but this is the email I got from them. So I don't know, maybe that's why my trade didn't copy over to the TFF, but yeah, Patricia said it should have taken. I don't know. They're just very unreliable. Some more profits here from Brock. He said, took it, and there we go. Brock said, I think I'm good for real, for real, for real. So he took that sell over there for the momentum scalp. He's now up 15,126 for the day. All wins, no losses on Brock's side. So Brock pretty much took everything. Nice. Is Natasha here? Is she here, Maddie? Natasha is here. So congrats to Natasha. She just passed her FTMO, I think, right? So yeah, she passed her FTMO. Her mentoring with me and Maddie paid off. She, you know, Natasha she's been super consistent. You guys have seen her profits. So nice work, Natasha. Yeah, no, it's good, Maddie. It paid off. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, Natasha wants to be humble back there. She said she's here. It's all good, Natasha. So yeah, just keep up the consistency, Natasha. You know, once you get the funded account, keep going and just keep doing what you've been doing. I think that's the main problem with a lot of people. Once they get funded, they start to change their trading style, and that's where they start to get sloppy and lose their account. So just keep consistent with what you've been doing, Natasha, and you should be fine once you're funded. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Natasha said she's only trading a 0.01 lot size, so she can get past the trading days. Solid. Yeah, no, that's good. King Kai is asking, do you watch CNBC for US30 news? I mean, not really. I look at it from time to time. I use CNBC for the fundamentals right here. So I typically look at this to see where the rest of the indices are moving. So I try to see if everything's bearish here. You know, odds are US30 is probably going to be bearish. I do look at the news here from time to time, but I don't really base anything off this, because the thing that you need to understand with CNBC is that they report things late. So like when it's reported on the website, it's already happened, right? So there's already been a move in the market. So typically, if you see something like this where it says, say, for example, say it says US30 falls for the third straight week, right? Heads for the third straight week down. Once you see something like this, the market typically does the opposite. So right here, it says S&P falls, you know, X amount of points. If you look over here at S&P, at this point, when people start to bandwagon on that news there, the market makers know that people are looking at CNBC. So like when they do post stuff like this, price will typically go up slightly to stop people out. So whoever looks to chase the sell there, price will go up and it'll shoot price up. I'm sure you've heard of like how people joke around about the Kramer effect, right? Kramer is one of the reporters from CNBC. Whenever he reports something, price does the opposite, because whenever Kramer says something, people bandwagon onto his calls, and then the market makers know that, so they do the opposite and they stop everybody out. So I don't base any of my trades off CNBC news. I do look at the news, so I do look at the news and I take it with a grain of salt, but I don't necessarily trade anything off the news here. Where I get my economic news, I get it from Forex Factory right here. That's where I get the news events, because they're already planned out and I know what to look for. And then if I don't have it on here, I also look over to my FX book, because they have updated news right here as well. So CNBC is a good resource, but it's not something that I necessarily base my trades off. I look at it, but I don't necessarily take trades from it directly. I I look at actual like economic news events that are happening here versus like breaking news that happens on CNBC. The CNBC is good. I mean, it's good, but I wouldn't trade based off their news. I would probably trade opposite of what they report on, because it's typically late and it's usually used as something to manipulate the market. Like you always want to base trades off your own analysis, not necessarily off news outlets. Unless you're doing bigger trades like long-term swing trades, then yeah, it makes sense. But for scalping, not so much. See, Barack said, happy holidays, y'all. Got to log off before I get sloppy. Yeah, no, definitely, Barack. So we'll see you here back on Tuesday. Monday's a holiday, so no trading on Monday. It's an observed bank holiday, so the markets are going to be very slow, if not even open. So Barack, yeah, Merry Christmas to you and your family, and I'll see you back here on Tuesday. So Barack, we'll catch you then. Yeah, Maddie said blocky movements here at the sessions. Yeah, right here at the sessions, guys. This is why we don't take trades around this area. See where price gets manipulated, price will come down, bounce off. Price will come to this sessions, fake out, come back down. Come back to this sessions right here, bounce off. And now it's just going sideways. So price is pretty much going sideways around the sessions right here. And it's not an area where you want to trade at, obviously, right? Because this can cause a lot of uncertainty in price movement. So just keep that in mind. Maddie said 640 candle and 10-minute could have been a great snipe entry, but the candle closed green. Yeah, so Maddie's talking about this one right here at 640. Yeah, and it would have been, right? 10-minute snipe. Yeah, overall bias here is bearish. Wick rejection off the K2 pivot. Actually, no, this is fine, Maddie. This would be an okay snipe. We don't need to have a red candle here. Are you talking about the 10-minute snipe? You might be talking about the other snipe, right? The scalp one. The regular snipe, though, looks perfectly fine. Let me see if there's a SR zone right there. Yeah, actually, this is a regular snipe, Maddie. So everything here does line up. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone caught this. I don't apply the snipe very often. I know Madhu applies it sometimes, but everything here lined up. Confirm overall bias, obviously bearish. Wick rejection off any pivot, which was right there. Wick rejection off SR zone right there. The pivot's not touching the body. And yeah, you could have taken this for a sell. I think it's still running, is it? Or is it done? So it's still technically running, right? Or actually, no, never mind. Take that back. It already hit TP. Natasha said, done for the day. Merry Christmas, everyone. Definitely, Natasha. So congrats again to you, and I'll see you back here on Tuesday. So if you guys are good for the week, I mean, you guys are more than welcome to sign off. Or if you guys want to just stay on, I'd probably recommend, if you guys are happy with your profits for the week so far. I know it's been a choppy week. There wasn't too many trades to take. You guys can just turn off your MT4. If you want to do that and close out your MT4, then great. And then you can just stay on this live session. Or if you want to switch to a demo account and just play around, you guys can do that as well. You know, it's really up to your preference, but you know, as I mentioned, it is Christmas. It's basically Christmas Day today for the markets. So a lot of people here are not going to be on. You're going to be getting off pretty early. But if you guys want to stay on, I'm going to be on here with you guys. So, you know, it's not going to make a difference. Schedule is still the same. We're still looking for entries here. We just don't have anything up just yet. We got a news event coming up right here at 7. Hopefully this will push price one way or the other. Once we get that, we can start looking for, you know, obviously some more entries here. Let me put the requirements here for the momentum scalp. But we're still not getting one just yet. Just clean this up a little bit here. Jonathan said, I never opened up my MC4, LOL. Yeah. If you guys don't want to trade today, because today is a risky day, obviously it's Friday and it's Christmas week, you guys can just watch, or you guys can open up a demo account to play around with the market. Let's see. Question from Christian. Christian's asking, hey, Sean, good morning. How much money should we choose on the FTMO for the challenge, 50K or 100K? I mean, it's really up to you, right? You want a 50K or do you want 100K? It's really up to your preference. If you're comfortable, then if you're comfortable and you can afford the 100K, then I would just go with the 100K. But if you're not comfortable and you're not confident, then you should just start with the trial first. You should never jump into anything unless you're like 100% confident. So it's really up to you, Christian. I mean, if you're asking me, of course, I wouldn't even go for the 100K, I'd go for the 200K, but you're not on that same level yet. So it's really up to your preference, Christian. It doesn't really matter, because once you're done with that, if you want to do another account, you can also do another account. So if you want to start off with the 50K, move from there, then you can do that. If you want to go straight into the 100K, you can do that. It's just really up to preference. There's no right or wrong. Price is going to be the same thing. It's just cheaper if you do the 50K. All right, so news candle right here, guys. News is positive. Thanks, Maddie, for confirming that. Price pushed up. I'm glad that the news candle was right next to the session, so we don't have to worry about that later on. So there goes the news candle right here. Huge green candle off news. This is why we don't trade news, guys. If you guys traded news right here and you took a sell, you could have gotten, blown out of the water right here. So that's the news candle right there. Mark it up right here. It's right at the sessions. So that's good. I'm on the wrong chart. This is why. It's getting confused here. I'm mixing these up right here. Yeah, this one still has it. All right, so I'm looking over here at all the time frames, looking at the requirements again. First, you want to confirm that you're trading the direction of overall trend. Bearish on the 10, bearish on the 5, still bearish here on the 1. So if price closes below the pivots, that would technically be a momentum scalp entry variation. However, there's news price and sessions right here. So you don't want to take any sells if they're cutting into this area right here. Price is still reacting to news right here. You can see price had that bullish push, retracement, continuation right here. If price ends up pushing above this area, it's going to disregard the downtrend, and it might be shifting up for an uptrend for a reversal, but we'll see. There's no guarantee it's going to happen yet. Looking at the 5-minute here, big wick off this candle here. Price might be coming right back down. Same with the 10, huge wicks on both sides. All right. All right, this is Barack's last position. He's now up 22,740 for the day. That's crazy. Crazy trades right there from Barack. Barack's been super consistent for the past couple of days, or past couple of months, actually. His profits every day have been always on point. I don't know what happened to Barack's account, though. He keeps getting banned on Telegram for some reason. He was trying to send me his strategy so I can look it over for him, but his account kept getting banned. But he's been pretty solid for the past couple weeks, couple months now. Here, let me check the calendar for next week, guys. Next week is New Year's week. So again, it's going to be a bit iffy. It was iffy this week. It's going to be iffy next week. Yeah, on Friday, we have Chicago PMI, unemployment claims on Thursday, but it's a bank holiday on Monday, and it's still a bank holiday for Canada and the UK on the 27th. Wednesday is going to be pretty slow. I think next week will be kind of slow. We'll still be trading, but it's going to be kind of slow. So just a heads up. All right. So this looks like it was a momentum scalp variation entry off this red candle right here. However, the candle looks a little too big, so it doesn't look like one that I would have taken, obviously. Yeah, the candle was way too big. So the way that we can determine if the candle is too big, guys, is if you guys set up your TP stop loss. Typically, stop loss is going to be 300 pips. If the candle is bigger than the stop loss, then it's considered too big. This right here is a momentum scalp variation. But as you guys can see right here, the red flag is to avoid trades when the candle is too big. So not an entry that I would have taken here, of course. Right. Sorry, that's the wrong thing. Red flag. When to avoid trades when the candle prior entry is too large. And that's why you don't want to take it here, because price will typically retrace up like it just did right here. It might hit your stop loss before it comes down and hit your TP. So not one that I would necessarily take here. The main thing here, guys, and I'm just going to take this off because I don't want you guys to think that we're in this position. The main thing here that you guys want to remember is to stick to your trading plan, right? My trading plan is to apply 2 strategies. I'm only applying 2 strategies here. this is what I'm doing. I'm applying the momentum scalp, and then I'm also applying the momentum scalp variation, right? That's pretty much it. Just these two strategies. These two strategies complement each other. They basically come up right after each other, right? So I'm only looking for these two strategies, and I'm also making sure that I'm not trading at any of these red flags. So this is my trading plan. All I'm looking for are these two strategies, and I'm also avoiding trades when price comes near any of these red flags, right? If you guys have a trading plan, you guys just want to make sure that you stick to it. Don't go off track, right? If you see another entry here, like for example, if you see a variation entry, a normal variation, not a momentum scalp variation, but say if you see a snipe or a momentum scalp variation or a high-low variation or a high-low scalp, any of those entries, you guys are more than welcome to apply them, but just make sure that you have everything in mind, right? Whenever you're taking a trade, just focus on a couple strategies and then look for those entries to come up. Because if you have too many things on your plate, you're going to either make mistakes or you're going to miss a lot of trades. So just keep that in mind. Like, for example, I'm only looking for these entries. I saw a couple over here, but I missed two because red flags were met. But I'd rather have 2 wins and have, a bunch of losses, making mistakes along the way. So let's see. Price still bouncing around this area. There's not really too much going on. There was a sell signal here that was pending. That would have been a momentum scalp entry, but looking at the red flags here, it's right at the sessions and right at news price. So we've got a sell signal right here pending. So for the variation here, if you would have waited, because typically if this red flag is met where the candle prior to entry is too large, you can still wait for entry. You just wait for a late swing back to the downside. This right here was a momentum scalp variation. If you would have waited for it to retrace, like I mentioned, and the pattern that I mentioned earlier played out perfect, right? I said this is why we avoid trades, because price will go up and hit your stop loss before it comes down and hit your TP. So if you really wanted to take this entry, you could have just waited for price to swing up. And then as soon as it came down, that's where you could have made your entry. But we're not looking to take anything risky here. So in general, I would just skip it. Let's see, it's 7:07 right now. We still have about like 40 minutes or 50 minutes actually till 8. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I can go over whatever you guys need help with. Typically, another thing that I want to cover is that I typically only trade during the live sessions, right? Sometimes I'll trade after the live sessions, but most of the time I only trade during the live session. So a lot of questions that I've gotten recently from new people is whether you can apply these strategies outside of the live session. The answer is yes, but you're going to find a lot less lower quality entries because volatility is not going to be as high. So I typically wouldn't trade this during Asia session. If you want to trade Asia session, then you might want to trade a different asset. Like you might want to trade the UK 100, the Nisei, or the JP, I don't know what it is, JP 200 or 400, something like that. Or you can trade gold. It works for pretty much all these assets. You just got to figure out what your TP stop loss would be for these entries. Because looking over here at gold, you can see that there's a bunch of sell entries that came up here, right? I'm not sure what your TP stop loss would be because I don't trade this, but there are other entries here that came up. I don't know if it's like 100, 300, something like that. But yeah, you can trade other assets. These strategies work on different assets. So if you want to try them out, feel free. The only asset that I don't think this will work on for scalping would be Forex because the spread's too wide. It's almost impossible to scalp on Forex unless you have a broker that offers like little to no spread. All right, so it looks like we're back into a choppy market. This is kind of similar to how the market was moving Monday and Tuesday. When the market's choppy like this, there's no entries for us to take because if you look over here at the red flags, one of the red flags again over here is going to be when to avoid trades when price is ranging. The reason why we avoid trades when price is ranging is because all of our strategies here are based off momentum, right? So if there's no volatility in the market, there's no entries to take. A big range is fine, but if it's a small range or if price is consolidating, you definitely don't want to trade around those. So like if price starts to squeeze and go inner right here, because we have a big range right now, but if price starts to range tighter and tighter, then you definitely don't want to trade because when price breaks out one way or the other, you're either going to get lucky or you're going to get very unlucky. So Just keep that in mind. I'll go over here to the clean chart and I'll mark up the range so that you guys can see where price is currently going. It's a pretty big range though. So we can still possibly trade within it. Yeah, it's a pretty big range. All right, looks like price is starting to push to the upside. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit so there's not a mess on our charts. If price continues to push higher, then we're going back to step one over here, right? On the 1 minute over here, price is actually bullish with regard to the trend. You can see price is above the pivots, trend meter is green. The pivot's starting to angle up. So we got to go back to step one over here. Confirm that you're trading in the direction of overall trend. In order for us to take buys here, we need the 5 minute here to be bullish and we need the 10 minute here to be bullish as well. So that's one thing that we're looking for. If price decides to come back down, then we'll just look for the 1 minute here to swing right back below and continue dropping down here. So if this happens, then we'll look for sells. However, if price continues to push up higher from where it's currently at, then we need to make sure that this here, it also stays bullish and this here stays bullish as well. So there's not much for us to really look at right here. Market's pretty much going back and forth in a range. So until we have a confirmation of direction, there's not going to be any other entries for us to take or really look for. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want me to explain anything or cover any of the strategies, just let me know. I'll cover them for you. It's 7:12 right now, so we still have some time until 8, but it doesn't look like we're going to have any good entries from now until then. So we're just going to have to wait for this to come back down, either come back down or swing back up. We no longer have a sell signal here on the 5 minutes. So we got to wait for this as well to provide us opportunity for it to make its way back down. But either way, we have to confirm the trend. So this is still in the downtrend. This is still in a downtrend. This over here, we need this actually to come back down. Once it comes back down, we can possibly look for sells. But right now, we don't have that right now. Let's take a look at sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 56% short. So this indicates that 56% of retail traders are currently selling right now. Typically, you want to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. But at the moment, this right here is pretty much considered neutral. In order for it to be one-sided, we need this to be at least 60% or more in one direction or the other. It's currently 56 right now, so no, not for that. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently, they are currently down. Wait, is this even updated? That's weird. Yeah. Let me move this over here. I don't know why this got deleted. Okay, the fundamentals are actually down 50 points, so they're not down too much. Typically, for the fundamentals here to be heavily weighted, we want this to be either above 100 points or below 100 points. It's currently negative 50 points right now, so it's not really one-sided at all. If price decides to drop back below, then this will probably drop back below 100, and we can start looking for sells. Looking over here at the heat map, let's take a look at where everything's sitting. We haven't looked at this in a while because it's typically one-sided. So looking at the heat map over here, heat map is pretty much bearish, as you guys can see. I stopped using this as much because there's so many advertisements on the screen now. Before, we didn't have all these advertisements, but they really overdid it with the advertisements here. Anyways, everything's pretty much all red. CNBC, let's see if there's any updates here. Not really much. All these news events were released, a while back. Yeah, I don't really see anything else here. Let me see if there's any other news for today. If there's no news today, price might just be flat for the rest of the day, or it just might range. So it was good that we had pre-market news. This pushed price around, and then news at 7 o'clock pushed price around. But now market's kind of flat. Looking over here at my FX book. Yeah, there's nothing till 8. Actually, 8 o'clock is Canadian news. So we don't have news until like 10 o'clock today, which will be way past our trading time. Let's see. All right, so there's not really much here to look at. I mean, we're just waiting for the 1 minute to do something, whether the 1 minute continues up or it comes back below. We have one question here from Will. So Will said you trade every day and you have been consistent for years with funding companies. I was wondering if you ever had the intention of building a large account for yourself, not with a funding company, or is this strategy to apply? Is this strategy only apply with 200K? I know you have multiple accounts, but yeah, one big account, like $1 million or more. I was just curious. But that's a lot of money for sure. So with the difference with these funding companies, which I like to take advantage of, is the execution times, right? So me putting in a one standard lot through like multiple funding companies, which are not even on real brokers, they're kind of just using the broker data, will allow you to execute your trades right away, right? Well, I don't know if you like understand how the market works, but if you're putting in, like, say, for example, you said if I had like $1 million account, right? If I had like $1 million personal account and I was putting in like 100 contract sizes or more than that, it's hard to fill the order, right? So the scalping is going to be as easy with scalping, a big account like that. If you're trading something huge like that, it's going to be harder to fill your orders. You might fill like half your orders, you might fill a portion of your orders, but maybe not all of them. That's like one of the obstacles of trading your own personal account. The other thing as well is that when you're trading your own personal account, you're risking your own money, right? So like take yourself for example, right? If you were trading 200K of your own money and you lost money, that you're going to lose some actual money, right? So the difference between that and funding companies is you don't actually lose any money. There's also tax benefits with trading with a funding company because you get paid as a contractor, like an independent contractor. So when you do get paid, you pay self-employment taxes on those profits. You don't pay capital gains because you're not trading an actual account, right? You're trading their account. So there's a lot of reasons behind it. So no, I haven't really thought of it because this just makes it just like realistically, it just doesn't make sense because I'd be risking my own money. So like, say, for example, I do have losses from time to time, but they rarely happen. They might happen like, 1 or 2 times a month throughout, all of our live sessions. When you trade something like that and you like, say, for example, if I'm on an account, right? So I have multiple accounts. If I'm losing a trade, it's about 3,000, right? So if I'm losing 3,000 on my own personal accounts, so I have 6 accounts times 6, that's 18,000 my own money, right? If I'm losing that on a funding company, say, for example, I have a bad month, which is probably not going to happen because my discipline's on point. If I do lose that much, I don't actually lose the money. I just lose the account. Then I can do another challenge and then do it over again. So there's a lot of different pros and cons between trading your own personal account and trading with funding companies. But I found it a lot more beneficial to trade with funding companies because I do run my profits through different businesses. And from there, I can get, different types of tax deductions from that. Christian said, bro, can you repeat that again? Which part, Christian? Because I went over a lot of stuff within the last couple moments there. Yeah, Christian said, I'm opening on 2023 in LLC. You should meet with a tax accountant or a tax specialist, Christian. You shouldn't be taking tax advice from me. Obviously I know what I'm doing and I know how things work, but you should probably meet with the actual tax specialist. Like I have a good tax guy and I pay him a lot of money to help me with this stuff. And I learn a lot of stuff on my own, but yeah, you should definitely do your own research on that, Christian. And you should make sure that you're profitable before, because I know you haven't even been trading like this whole year, right? Or you haven't been trading at all. So make sure that you're actually profitable before you start to try to run like a business, because you want to make sure that you can actually make money trading before you actually, you don't want to get too ahead of yourself. Because I know you have like a lot of people have these big dreams and aspirations of like making millions of dollars trading, but they're not even profitable for trading, right? So, take baby steps. You don't have to get an LLC right away. You can still back charge all of your business expenses about like 6 months. So just keep that in mind, guys. I know a lot of you guys like have this dream of being like a super consistent, successful trader. But the thing is, you got to actually get the trading down first before you can get to that point. You can't be Michael Jordan by tomorrow. Michael Jordan trading or Kobe Bryant trading by tomorrow. If you haven't even like traded a live account, you got to trade a live account first and make sure that you can actually do this stuff before you get too ahead of yourself. And I'm not trying to discourage you. I just want to give you a realistic aspect of trading, because it's not going to be all perfect right away, especially if you're not sure if you can follow directions yet with these live sessions. Hey Owen, how's it going? We had a couple entries this morning. I took 2 entries pre-market, and then we had a couple entries that came up, but there were like red flags, like I wasn't taking them myself. But there were a couple of people here who took them. So there's like 4 trades that came up today. I know you just got here, but there were 4 trades that came up earlier. There's 2 of them that were red flags because the candle was too big. There's another one that was too close to the sessions, but people did take the trades. So like Sisu took them. Sisu took them, Brock took them. I took some pre-market, but they weren't during the live session. So I did make profit today. These are my profits for today so far. Here's my main account. You can see right here, I locked in 1,880 with my green strips there. I just let these trades run. My FTMO copier 1,880, MFF 1,670, MFF number 2 1,710, MFF number 3 1,770, and then my personal account right here, plus my TFF. TFF didn't copy my last trade. Go figure. But yeah, so yeah, Christian, you can just message me privately about that, and I can probably try to point you in the right direction. But I've been talking to you for the past couple months now, and you haven't even traded a live account. So I want to make sure that you actually can trade before you get too ahead of yourself. I know you've been like talking to me about getting into trading, but you haven't actually done it. So I want to make sure that you actually do it before you take this huge leap and try to, trade as a business, but you haven't even actually traded yet. So just want to give you a realistic aspect as to how trading will be for you. If there's any other questions, guys, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'm still looking over here, so don't worry. I'm not missing anything here. I'm just looking at price ranging at the moment. So in order for us to have any entries here, we have to confirm the direction of trend. Right now, price is bullish on the 1 minute. The 5 minute here is still bearish. It's neutral bearish though, because price is shifting to the upside. But if this does confirm to the upside, then we can start looking for buys here. We just don't have that yet. Yeah, we don't have anything here yet. There's nothing here on the 5, nothing here on the 10 yet. It's attempting to shift to the upside. So if price ends up pushing above here, then the trend will likely turn bullish. Right now, you can see from the bottom over here, trend meter is still red. So it hasn't really shifted yet. It's trying to, but it hasn't confirmed. Maddie said, I'm gonna hop off early today. I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, definitely, Maddie. Merry Christmas to you and your family. I'll see you back here on Tuesday, but I'll talk to you later. So, all right, Maddie, we'll see you then. If there's any other questions, guys, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll just keep waiting here for something to come up. It's 7:24 right now. So we got about 30 minutes till 8. We still got a lot of time, but I don't think price is really going to push much from now until then. Here's the 1 minute. I'll just maximize this screen over here. Price is just going sideways now, and the volatility has pretty much died down a lot. Yeah, definitely, Maddie. Talk to you later. All right. So there's nothing here really for us to look at, guys. There's nothing here for news. CNBC hasn't reported anything. It looks like a lot of people are probably calling it a week already, not just in our group, but in general. Looks like the market volatility has pretty much died down right here. It's not really moving too much. A lot of people are looking to take the trading week off for the Christmas holiday. Hey Christian, if you could message me on Telegram, that'd be easier. Because I know you've been messaging me on Instagram. I don't get notifications on my phone. So like if you keep messaging me on Telegram, I mean on Instagram, I'm probably not gonna respond to you. I'm not gonna respond to you as quickly. And it's kind of harder for me to respond to you on Instagram because I have to look at my phone. So if you can message me on Telegram, that would probably be a lot easier, Christian. Let's see. Man City said, I got technical issue this morning. I trailed my stop loss to plus 11, but was taken out at negative 240. Anyone understand this or experience this before? Sometimes, well, it depends on your broker, City. Which broker are you using? I mean, maybe I can kind of figure out what your issue is because it could be your spread. Sometimes it's your spread, sometimes it's slippage. So what you ran through, a lot of people do run through sometimes. Like for example, like my TFF account here, right? So I locked in 1,000 off all my accounts here, right? I locked in 1,010, while my TFF over here gave me like less than half of that, like 500. So if I was to take a loss on my FTMO, this here would have been like negative like yours. Oh, I've never even heard of your broker before. So your broker is called Trader Evolution. It seems like it might be a broker issue. Yeah, like it might be slippage or they might just have late execution times. Let me look if I can find it up. Trader, I've never even heard of that one before. Trader Evolution. I mean, I'm just looking at this website here, and this website looks kind of scammy. City, I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, but this kind of looks like a scam broker. You can kind of tell when you look at broker pages, sometimes just looking at them, like if they're using like these kind of pictures, it just looks like a scam broker. They're probably white labeling off some other broker. I mean, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on it. But I'm just looking at the website here, just from the sheer like look at it right here. It doesn't really look like I would probably use a broker that's more widely used. I mean, I've never heard of Trader Evolution. I don't know anyone else who's ever used them before. I don't know, I could be wrong, but it seems, I mean, I've never heard of them before, so I can't really say exactly how useful. Let's see where they're located. Eastern Europe. Well, at least they're not located like an unregulated broker somewhere, but I've never heard of this broker before. So maybe they're good. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know. They just look kind of scam. I should be one to judge because FTMO used to look like a scam website too, but they're actually pretty good. So I don't know. Okay, gotcha. So Man City said, I'm currently taking prop challenge on their platform. Yeah, I've actually never heard of this page before or funding company. So yeah, unfortunately, I can't really give you any insight as to like what your issue might be. But typically, like what it sounds like is that broker has slippage or execution time issues, kind of similar to TFF over here. Kenny said, hey, Sean, are you doing a... Yeah, I'm live. Let me message. Heck, is Kenny even on here? This is like the first time I've seen Kenny not on this. He messaged me at 7:30. Hey, Sean, are you doing a Zoom live today? He'll probably join in right now. Hey, Kenny, how's it going? Looks like you made it here a little late. Did you wake up late again today? I thought you were joking when you sent me that message. All right, Sisuk said, take care, Merry Christmas, everybody. Or actually, no, you just said it to Maddie. Yeah, so back to what I was saying right here. City, morning, Kenny. City, so with your broker, the thing that you mentioned there, so what City basically is asking is, he had a technical issue. He was trailing a stop loss and he was in profit, but he was taken out at negative 240. And he's wondering if like anyone has had this issue before. I've had that issue before, but that issue is due to slippage. So if the market's super volatile, do you know what time you took that trade, City? If you took the trade earlier today, like on market open here at 6:30, price was super volatile, right? Price was pushing about like 2,000 pips within a couple minutes. So my guess is that you got stopped out due to slippage, because what happens when the market's moving too fast is that the spread starts to get very volatile too. Sometimes the spread will be like, that'll be like 50 pips to like 100 pips. So you're using a broker that I've never heard of. Typically, a lot of those brokers manipulate spread, but brokers that aren't really popular because people don't complain, right? So people get stopped out and they don't know what happened, but nobody complains, so they just keep manipulating the spread. So yeah, City said I was holding the position half an hour before news release. So there was news at 5:30 and there was also news at 7. Okay, the news took you out. Yeah, so you probably, it looks like you probably got hit by the volatility spike. What probably happened was before the. So what was your trailing stop loss set at? How many pips? Because I could kind of assume that your stop loss is too tight with your trailing stop, so that when it pulled back and hit and like the volatility spike that happened right here at 5. So depending on when you took the trade here at 5:30, there was a big spike here as well. So you can see how this candle right here had a huge wick on both sides. If your stop loss was too tight, it probably spiked down, hit your stop loss, and there was some slippage. That's why you had the loss. And then again with the news event here at 7 o'clock. So there was news at 5:30 and then news at 7. If you traded at any of these times here, you probably got spiked out due to slippage. That's probably what happened with you. Yeah, your 11 pips are just too, it was too tight. So my guess is that you got stopped out due to the spread, like the spread just got too wide. So what happened was the spread got too wide, and then it ended up automatically triggering your stop loss. And then due to slippage, so here, I'll just show you an example. So say, for example, you're here for a buy, right? And this is how you were taking a trade. If your stop loss was 100, let's see, or 11 pips. So your stop loss was super tight. Say your stop loss was this tight, right? What happens is like right before news, the spread gets really wide because they don't want people to be gambling with those types of trades. So they just want to close people out. So what happens is the spread gets wide. And when the spread gets wide, price technically drops like down here. So even though you're expecting to get stopped out in profit, what happened was price got spiked down to here. And then on top of that, you have slippage. So when slippage happens, it pushes you even past that. And then your exit's actually down here, right? So this is where you get closed out down here. So this is where you thought you were going to get closed out at this point right here. But due to slippage, you got kicked out even more, like a few more pips farther down. So you actually got stopped out like way down here. So does that make sense, City? That's happened to me before. So that's why I don't trade news at all. Whenever there's news, I just skip the trade. Or if I'm in the position, I'll close out early, because a lot of slippage happens during news events. So that's, I think that's what happened to you. You just got caught in the spread. So the spread is what stopped you out, but then slippage is what pushed you out even further. And that's happened to me. It's happened to me a lot of times. So I think that's a normal occurrence. So there might not be an issue with your broker. It's just you were trading at a bad time, which is news. Anyways, back to the charts over here. I know some of you guys are still looking for entries. So looking over here on the 5-minute and 10-minute, this is still neutral. You can see the trend meter down here is currently blue. Same with the 10-minute, it's currently blue right here. But price is like bouncing in between the pivots. So with that said, we don't have any confirmation of overall trend, so we can't take any buy entries here just yet until this is confirmed. Yeah, City said his entry was at 33,100. Stop loss was around 33,113. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's exactly what I just mentioned. What happened was you got stopped out because the spread got wide and it stopped you out, but then the slippage pushed you out even further. Your stop loss was just too tight. So unfortunately that happens. So that's why I personally don't like using, from one, I don't trade during news. That's like one of the biggest things, but also I don't like using a trailing stop, because what will happen is, like, say for example, if you didn't have a stop, you'd still be in the position, right? But you take on a lot of risk. But if you have a trailing stop, if it gets triggered even just by like a little bit, it'll stop you out. And then if there's slippage, it'll push you out even lower. Because what happens is when your stop loss got triggered, like we'll just use this for example, like price is up here, and say your stop loss is this purple line, right? When your stop loss gets triggered, this is where it alerts your broker, like, hey, he needs to get pulled out. But as soon as they send that over to them, price is already down here. So instead of getting pulled out right here, you actually get pulled out down here. And that's why you lost extra money. I know it sucks, but that's like basically what happened from my perspective. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, it's probably better that you use the trailing stop, because better to be safe than sorry. But yeah, the slippage is really what gets you. Yeah, exactly. City said trailing drawdown would kill the position anyways. Yeah, no, and I agree with you. You made the smart decision by using a trailing stop, but I think trading during news is kind of what screwed you over. Yeah, no problem. Justin's asking pending buy. I don't see any pending buy here yet, because the overall trend is still neutral. So looking over here, the 10-minute here is still neutral. Price just went above the pivot, so it hasn't really confirmed that price is actually trending to the upside. In order for me to have an entry here, I need this to be confirmed. So no pending buy on my end yet, Justin. Right here on the 10, this still hasn't confirmed until this is turned green down here, or it doesn't have to turn green. If price is actually up here and the pivots are actually angling to the upside, then I'll be okay with looking for buys here. But price literally just went above the pivots here off one candle. So if you look over here on the 10, you guys can see that there's no strong trend here right yet. This is neutral down here. I know it's turning green, but it hasn't confirmed yet. So in order for it to be a pretty good uptrend, you want something like this up here, where price is actually, continuing up. For this right here, this thing literally just came above it. So there's no confirmation of it yet. This thing here is still pending on this candle right here. But this is the only candle that pushed above it. So we had one green candle here pushed above the pivots. This red candle right here retraced a little bit. And this one here is now pushing up. But this needs to confirm that the direction is still pushing up before it actually can be considered an uptrend. The 5-minute here is starting to push up. So this one's actually looking okay. But the 10-minute over here still needs to confirm it. So no pending buy on my side just yet. So basically what I'm looking here on the 1 is, you can see how price is above it. I'm looking for price to come back down for retracement after this, and then come back up, so that I know for sure price is going to stay up here. Because the last thing you want to do is wait, is chase this buy here, and then price ends up retracing, and then it comes right back below. Because there's still different scenarios here that can play out. Let's see. So looking at, let's see, Justin said his 10-minute and 5-minute has been green for a while. Are you on YM, Justin, or are you on a different one? Let me see, you might be on currency.com. It's still on the same candle, so I don't think this has been green for a while. I mean, the 5-minute here it just turned green on this most current candle, and on the 10-minute, this one here just turned green as well. So are you on a different broker? I know the 1-minute's been green, but the 5-minute and 10 hasn't been green for me at all. It's just like, even this 5-minute's barely turned green. It was blue and it just turned green on this one, and it's still pending. So it hasn't even closed yet to confirm that it's bullish. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, so Justin's on YM, and he said that his has been green for the past 40, 50 minutes. You might be, so check on your settings down here, Justin. You might have your sets at 1 minute or even 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, so Justin said it's been green for 30 minutes on the 10-minute, which is weird. I don't Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So Justin just had his settings kind of different. Okay. No, that makes sense. He had it set to the 1 minute. Yeah, I was kind of thrown off because I was like, I don't see it as green here on my end. He just had it set to the 1 minute. So that's why it was all green. Okay. So that just cleared it up for you. Better to fix that now than later, right? So you're good. All right. So looking over here on the 10-minute, we have this confirming as a bullish trend, but it hasn't confirmed yet, right? We need to wait for this candle here to close. Once this confirms here that it's bullish, then we can go back to our steps over here, steps 1 through 5. Confirm you're trading the direction of overall trend. Looks like it's starting to turn bullish. So the 10-minute over here is bullish, or it looks like it's going to be bullish. The 5-minute here is confirmed slightly, and the 1 minute over here is for sure confirmed. So bullish on the 1, bullish on the 5. The 10-minute over here is starting to become bullish. Once it confirms, we can move on to step 2. Step 2 is look for a buy signal on the 10-minute, which we have already. Step 3, look for a buy signal here on the 3-minute, which we have already. And then step 4, look for a buy signal here on the 1-minute, which we currently have, but we'll need a retracement and continuation for us to continue riding that up higher. So we don't have that yet, but we will get that possibly, in the next couple minutes or so. Yeah, no, definitely, Justin. No problem. I said Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone. Definitely, Justin. So if you're going to log off now, we'll probably see you back here on Tuesday. Otherwise, if you're still on, we'll look for this retracement to happen. But, the way that price is moving, I don't know if we're going to get that anytime soon. It's 7:41 right now. So we have about 19 minutes until 8 o'clock, which is our cutoff for trading. I'll still look for entries, but I just don't see anything here just yet. Let me scroll up real quick. Kenny said... Oh, no. So Kenny said, no, forgot we got ice and snow last night. His Wi-Fi wasn't working right. Oh, gotcha, Kenny. Also didn't get the Zoom till a few seconds ago. Yeah, Kenny said, hey, Sean, just found the Zoom link. I was just looking at, but it's cold as hell. I bet. Yeah, I don't even know where you're located, Kenny, but I'm pretty sure it's freezing wherever you're at if you guys got snowed in and iced in. Yeah, thankfully I live here in Southern California where it never gets cold. I mean, it gets cold, but not as cold as you do. But yeah, no, glad you made it, Kenny. Let me scroll up real quick. A question from AK. AK is asking, hi, I'm new to trading. Can you recommend anything for me to start learning? I started last week with a demo, watching streams to learn more. So AK, since you're new here, if you guys are just new in general, if you want to go and check out our free intro course on our website, it's completely free. Just go to the website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. Once you click on that, this will come up right here. You can go to the Kodi Kai Trades intro, and this will give you a basic rundown as to have a good understanding for a lot of things that we're covering here. This is completely free. Once you join this, you'll have access to all of the free Telegram groups as well. And then you can watch all of our streams pretty much on YouTube. So if you want to do that, just go to the YouTube channel over here as well. Go to get access to our free live sessions. It'll pull up the YouTube channel here. And I think this is where you'll learn the most. You'll learn the most from watching all of our live sessions. So if you go to live here, you can see that I trade live every day, Monday through Friday. All the ones with the blue background are live trading sessions. This will give you a quick speed up as to how we trade and how we scalp in the market. These ones with the green background are going to be mentoring sessions. So if you want to go and watch me mentor people one-on-one or everyone as a group, just click on these green ones here. And I go over pretty much all of our strategies and different concepts that people need help with. The ones with the orange background are one-on-one private mentoring sessions. You can click on that to watch me mentor people one-on-one. And I think that will be pretty much helpful to you. I think, trading's kind of went in a different direction. A lot of times before, people were selling a lot of courses where people would learn from there. But I think you learn a lot better watching me trade live versus, and me mentoring live versus following a course, because you can see real live examples, throughout the sessions. I'll show you examples here when we have entries. I pretty much show you how my trade psychology works, my emotions when I'm trading. And I think that's a way better help compared to just following a course, because you could follow a course and not learn anything. That's really what it is. But if you have me here and you're asking me questions directly while we're on these live sessions, I can help you understand things a lot quicker. So yeah, if you want to go and watch that stuff, you can still look at the free intro course, but I think you learn way more from these live sessions and talking to me directly. Because if you have any specific questions, I can just answer them right away. All right, but other than that, guys, we have a retracement here on the 1 minute. Yeah, no problem, AK. You know, all these live streams are streamed daily. So if you ever, what I do recommend is go on the YouTube channel. There's going to be a subscribe button here. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so that whenever I go live, YouTube will email you. They'll say, hey, Sean's going live. So you can just sit on every live session and then ask me whatever questions you have. All right, so we have the retracement here on the 1 minute, but it's right at the sessions. We have this red sell signal right here coming up. It's currently pending at the moment. If that there closes, then if price swings back up, we can look for a momentum scalp variation. And then if we get a buy signal, we can look for an actual momentum scalp. So the 10 minute over here is a little bit iffy. You can see that the trend meter is still red. It went from red to green to blue to now back to red. If that's the case, then we might have to wait for price to swing back down. If not, then we can catch it as it swings back up in correction of the 1 minute here. But we'll see. It's just going to be a matter of time until we can confirm that. But until then, there's not going to be much for us to do or look at right now. So if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we will continue with our analysis here as we get closer to 8 o'clock. Question from Fern. Fern said a double body at 729. Let me check that real quick. 729. Let me scroll in real quick. Yeah, it looks like it. So there was a double body rejection right here, Fern, the one that you're referring to. This would be an entry for a buy. So the strategy that Fern is talking about right here is one of the other scalp strategies. You guys can see right here, I have about like 20 strategies that I have here that you guys can follow, whichever one you guys like. The one that Fern's referring to is called the variation. So 1 minute variation strategy. This is different. This is a high-low variation. It's not the momentum scalp variation, but it's a high-low. So basically confirm overall bias, it's bullish. Confirm the high-low indicator. There's a low right there. Confirm the following is either double body or double wick. These two bodies right here are on the same level. So it's a double body rejection. You just want to confirm that you have a pending momentum, which means since you're looking for a buy here, you want to make sure that there's no buy signal that's currently active. Right here is a sell signal. So with that said, you can enter right here for a buy entry, and that'd be your full TP right there. So yeah, and this was a double body rejection. It was the 1 minute high-low variation strategy. I don't apply this during the live session, but if you guys know the strategy, which you guys can get access to it on the website, this is the one that Fern is referring to, and it did hit a full TP right there. So it's not one of those strategies that I'm currently applying during the live session because I don't want to confuse people. But if you guys want to learn this, it's on the website. It's a V1 variation. So yeah, Fern, on point with that. Let's see who else is here. Camo said, Sean is that dude. He's been blueprint for me for 4 years. Nice, Camo. Glad to see you here, bro. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, if you guys want to check out Camo, he's one of our members who's been here with me for, I mean, what, years now, right? 4 years. If you guys want to check out his YouTube, or I don't know if you're on YouTube, but I know he has an Instagram page where he posts his signals and his trades and stuff like that. I think it's called Drip Trades, right, Camo? Yeah. So Camo's been with me for a while. He kind of branched off and did his own thing, started his own group. So if you guys want to check out his group as well, you know, a little plug right there. Big Drip Trades on Instagram. So yeah, no, it's good to see you guys here. I haven't seen you guys in a while because I turned off the chat for the YouTube because we used to get a lot of trolls in here. So I would just turn off the chat. But now that I've turned it back on, looks like a lot of you guys here who've been with me for years are still around. So glad to see you here, Camo. A lot of you other guys who've been, you know, bouncing in and out of my group for a while now. All right, guys. So if there's any other questions, you know, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we don't have anything for us to take right now. We currently have a possible momentum scalp variation that's coming up right here. If price closes above the pivots, then it'll be a momentum scalp variation. However, the thing that you want to be careful for is that it's right at the session right now. So this is the entry that's possibly coming right here. If price closes above the pivots, but the thing that you want to be careful for is going to be this purple line. If you look over here to the red flags, when to avoid trades when price is near the sessions. You know, it's all about risk management right here. Yeah, no, definitely, Dennis. It was good seeing you yesterday too, because I haven't seen you around. Well, I know I still talk to you on Instagram and stuff, or I still see you on Instagram, but I haven't seen you here in the group. So no, it's good to see you guys still here. Hopefully you guys are all profitable and you guys have been doing good, because you know this past year has been really good for a lot of us, especially me. Was finally able to get that car I was telling you guys about for like the past year or so. Got into that lawsuit, and then I had to handle that for like the past year. Finally got out of that and was able to get that car. Yeah, no problem, Camo. You're doing good on there. Kenny said, "Hey Sean, has you or anyone else looked at the FTMO calendar for today?" I haven't looked at it yet. Let me take a look at it right now. I don't know if anyone's won anything from the FTMO calendar. Kenny's been really lucky. I think he's won 2 or 3 times already this whole month. So if you guys have been looking at the FTMO Xmas calendar, they're pretty much giving out gifts every day, and they're choosing people. Let's see, just choose a desired gift from the previous window. Yeah, which is crazy because they're only picking like a couple people here. And Kenny's been chosen twice. They picked like, I think 100 or 200 people. And yeah, no, it's pretty nice. Yeah, so for today, Kenny, you can choose which gift you want. Since I'm already funded, I think I'm going to get the upgraded scaling plan 50%. So if they pick me on this, I can just upgrade my funded account. I don't think they're going to give it to me though. I don't think they're giving any gifts to anybody who's funded, because they obviously they would actually use these gifts. So let me see. I'm thinking either payout anytime, profit split of 90-10. I think I already have a profit split of 90-10, but the upgraded scaling would be good. So I'm going to pick that. All right. Wish me luck, Kenny. I know you've been a good luck charm for yourself. That's crazy. I don't know how you won like 2 or 3 times. Out of all the people on FTMO, you're like the person who got picked multiple times already. Anyways, there's no entries for us to take right here, guys. It looks like price is coming back down. Looking over here on the 5-minute, the trend is now bearish again. So no longer looking for any buys here. It hasn't confirmed, but price is starting to make its way back down. As you guys can see over here on the 5-minute price, the trend meter turned red, and same with the 10-minute over here, trend meter turned red as well. However, it's getting close to 8. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. You know, I'll try to knock out as many questions as you guys have. If you guys have a lot of questions, I'll stay on here. If not, then we'll probably wrap this up around 8. Unfortunately, there's no direction with price. Earlier, we had a bearish direction, so we were able to take sells here, but price slowing back up here. Now it's coming right back down. So we just don't have any direction here. It's, you know, it's just going back and forth. So if there's anything that you guys need help with, you know, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we will be wrapping this up pretty soon. Looks like a lot of people are out of the market anyways, because the market's kind of slowing down a bit. You guys got to keep in mind tomorrow is Christmas Eve. So people are just taking an early holiday and wrapping it up for the week. Question from Kenny. Kenny's asking, how's the breakout today? Yeah, the breakout wasn't good. It was right at the sessions. So I didn't take it today, of course. It would have been good if it wasn't at the sessions though. So like right here was a breakout, Kenny. It was right on the opening candle, actually. Yeah, so looking at this right here, this was the breakout, Kenny. So we had a sell bias here. Obviously, it was bearish on the 1-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute. Trend was downwards. Sell signal right there. Strong red candle right here. But it was right at the sessions. So you know how that goes, right? The breakout wasn't good. If you held on, if you waited for the breakout after, so say for example here, you just waited for it to retrace. So if you just waited for it to retrace and then you took it later, it would have been good because, I mean, it still would have passed through the sessions, but eventually it does come back down. So if you waited to enter it like way later down here, it would have came back down. Price just faked out. So it basically faked out below, faked out above, and then came right back below from that point there. Yeah, so it wasn't a good breakout, but I mean, I would have avoided it anyways because it was right at the sessions. If the sessions wasn't here, then I probably would have taken it because this probably wouldn't have happened. This bounce right here, this thing probably would have just, you can see how the manipulation happened right here, right? Price came to sessions right here, got manipulated up. Price got right to the news price right there, got manipulated right there, and then it corrected back to where it was supposed to go, down below. So not one I would have taken. And I don't think anyone else took it either. All right, Maria, we'll see you here on Tuesday. Maria said happy holidays to everyone. So definitely, Maria, we'll see you back here on Tuesday for market open. Question from Camo. Camo's asking, what are you buying yourself for Christmas? Nothing really. You know, I'm more on a give. I'm not much of a gift to myself person. I'm more of a giving person. So I bought a lot of gifts for other people, but I didn't really buy anything for myself. I mean, I got my car back in July. So that's kind of like an early Christmas gift to myself. I mean, other than that, not really. I buy myself gifts daily. So it's not really like Christmas is a big day for myself, right? It's kind of, I get stuff whenever I see stuff that I like. So yeah, for myself, I didn't really get anything for myself, which is fine. Unless if something comes along that I want, I'll just go cop it, maybe after Christmas. All right, so there's nothing else here, guys. If you guys have any other questions, you know, feel free to put them in the chat. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. It's 7:57 right now. I don't think we're gonna have any entries. You can see prices now ranging sideways. A lot of people are probably off of the charts already for the holiday week. So I think this is just gonna go sideways for a bit. Yeah, Christian said maybe he's gonna buy something for his dogs. Yeah, no, I just got my dogs like this big bed recently, so they love it. Yeah, I probably buy stuff for my dogs before I buy anything for myself. If you guys follow me on social media, you guys will probably see that. But yeah, guys, all right, I think that's it for today. Looks like majority of you guys have already signed off for the day. So I think that's about it. So yeah, Owen said happy holidays, bro. God bless you on Tuesday. Definitely, Owen. I'll see you then. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me or email me. My email is sean@kodikaitrades.com. If you guys are new here and you guys want to learn these strategies, just go to the website, kodikaitrades.com. You can get free access to the course right here. Or if you guys want to just watch my previous live sessions, you know, as I mentioned before, I think you learn the most from these live sessions because I cover stuff that I do every day, and every day it's pretty much the same routine day in, day out. So if you guys see what I do, if you guys want to be successfully, you know, a consistently profitable trader and successful at this, just mimic what I'm doing. That's like the main thing I can tell you guys. Just copy exactly what I'm doing, and you guys will just find the same results, right? You guys have seen my progress for the year so far. I'll be putting up the totals. But if you guys look at my trades for the year so far, just the live trading, because live trading is probably the most transparent that you guys can follow, because I do all this stuff live and you guys can go back and rewatch every live session. So for this year so far, and this is just live trading, this is not signals, this isn't anything that could be manipulated. This is literally just straight live trading. For 2022, I've had a total of 166 wins and 17 losses. So if you guys want to go back and watch any live session, just go to the YouTube channel. You can watch every live session here. Like you go back so far, you can watch how I traded on December 23rd of 2021, right? If you want to go back that far, like you can really go back that far. And you guys want to see how I was trading this same day last year, you can pull it up right here. So live trading session from December 23rd of 2021. You guys want to pull that up and see how I was trading a year from today. You guys can pull this up and you guys can see me here in my old office trading. It looks the same like my office now, but you guys can see here that I was trading the same exact way a year from today, right? So yeah, I have a lot of data here, guys. So if you guys want to go back and rewatch, you know, my main advice would be to just copy what I'm doing, do exactly what I'm doing. You guys can find the same success that I found trading every single day. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for now. If I don't talk to you guys tomorrow or anytime before Christmas, Merry Christmas to you guys. Really thankful for all you guys to be here, because I wouldn't be the trader I am today without you guys. The trolls and the people on the lives. You guys really keep me on point with my consistency and discipline. So other than that, guys, I'll see you guys back here on Tuesday for the next live session. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys the following day after that.